Thank you for having me today. My name is Marcin Matuszewski. I represent Axence. I work with the company for more than 9 years. And today I will explain you how cyber criminals get data in fake computers and what we can do to prevent such behavior. I also show you the example of the live attack to infect the computer and perform some commands. Have you ever wondered how cyber criminals get data? Of course, they steal them, but also they can purchase them. If you know, on the darknet, you can get everything. For example, some personal information from the users. What is the cost of the single record? It could be, for example, €2. We get the list of the offers with records of clients of one of the biggest banks in Poland. Each record was cost €2. There is only one condition: you have to purchase 20,000 of the records for the single pack. And this list contains only these accounts and persons who has at least €5,000 at savings. So, as you know, there is quite good potential to use this list to target the attack and get quite a lot of money at the one time. Another example is the one of the leakage from one of the biggest stores with electronic devices in Poland. Single record costed 25 cents. This is a very, very low price because you have to purchase 50,000 of the records at the one time. This is the order history, contact data, maybe the information about credit cards if they saved with the account. So quite useful information again to target the attack, send targeted information to get more information or infect the computers. Another example, one of the highest price for the single record, it is the €10.50 because it has all of the information from the ID card. So with this information, you even can get fake loan for fake data and create fake IDs, for example. But as I said, the cyber criminals can also steal data from some database, which are created ourselves. Which gives all different personal information to the companies we purchase from, we work with. For example, maybe you get the phone call about some meetup invitation, free consultation to get the solar panels discounts, and so on. But before meeting, I get such a call personally. They invited me to prepare the offer for solar panels for my home, to get the discount, security discount for it. But they needed my name, last name, email address, home address, and an ID number. Another example, when you purchase something online or in-store, you can sign up to mailing list. Give your email, give your name, last name, and then you get the discount. So you share this data with the companies volunteer way. You can attend, for example, in some event, sign up to the survey, fill the form, and then you get a call that you have won some exclusive prize, for example, vacation on the exotic islands. But again, somebody is calling, maybe the phone call is stolen, and it needs your detailed data about your identity card, your first name, last name, and the address of your house. This is the screenshot from the order confirmation I get from the Amazon. Maybe you cannot see, but there is below this list, there is information that the password will be sent in the separate message. The invoice was encrypted. I downloaded it because I'm very curious, but not on my regular computer. I prepared a separate environment with virtual machine. The invoice was encrypted, and the password came in the second message. It was the phone message, text message. The password was real, but when I started this, I checked the packets, and the packets was trying to connect to different servers in Korea. I don't know what is it, but I'm pretty sure that Amazon doesn't have any servers in North Korea. How they get it? I don't know. Maybe they steal the data. Maybe they steal the database with ready records, or maybe they connected data from the different attacks. So even for these messages, we have to be aware and keep aware before checking some such messages. What is the typical scenario of the attacks? The cybercriminal prepares the website, which should remind the websites we use very often. Then the user connects to this website, puts some data, maybe download the file, and then infect the computer, creating the same kind of the foothold, creating the botnet, sending the data to the other computers, and then cybercriminals establish the connection and get data by command and control attacks. Some kind of this attack I can show you right now. You can go to the this shortened URL. It directs to my private Google Drive. There is prepared the archive with, as you see, cybersecurity presentations. And then we will try to find what is inside. So let me prepare the environment. Start the listening server and start the web browser. There is the virtual machine prepared. As you can see, the protection is enabled. The Defender protection is enabled. It's working. There are no threats right now. As you can see, the system is also updated. Oh, let's check today. Yeah, a new update is waiting in the line. Okay, we can go to the website, download the archive, go to downloads, start it, and it's working. I leave this window to show you that this kind of the attacks can create connection to the criminal servers. They can keep them, or they can restart it to avoid being detected by, for example, UTMs or firewalls. On this page, I connect to the service, which allows to infect and perform the commands. I select the victim and send the command. For example, to start the process remotely. As you can see, I put the command up there in my control center. The malware gets it and performs the command, starting the application, the process, restarting the connection, and connecting once again. Another example, starting the services management window. As you can see, the victim gets the command and starts the part of the system which allows you to remotely manage the services. For example, to stop the backup solution service, antivirus service. So that way, I have the full control of the computer on which I downloaded, simply archive, open it, and didn't notice that this folder is not the folder itself. It's just the shortcut, which, as you can see at the explanation tip, it starts PowerShell. So That way, cyber criminals can infect the computers and perform some commands remotely to get the full control of the computers. I can perform any command from this part of my system remotely on the victim computer. For example, to use wget to get additional scripts, perform it. I can list the list of the mapped network drives, list the content, search for example, Excel files, some sensitive, confidential data. I can copy it by building Windows FTP client and get this valuable data. Let's go back to the presentation. So we know how the cyber criminals get information, gets data. They can purchase them, they can save them. This is some screenshots from the live demo. But why users get infected? Of course, the company prepares the policies, security policies, but not every user is aware about the scale of the attacks, about the methods of the attacks, and very often also the users are curious. Maybe user finds some USB flash drive and is curious who this pen drive belongs to. I want to return it to the owner, so I connect to the computer. Maybe there are some information which allows me to find this person. Or maybe only one time. It's easier for me to use my personal flash drive instead of the company encrypted. Or maybe it's faster for me to send some data through my private cloud other than the company-owned, which is secured. And that's how the users infect the computers. They can visit dangerous website, infect the computers, maybe download some invoice look-like file to check the information about the order on which they are waiting for. And this attachment can be infected. They can run the processes in the background, even anywhere, which starts, for example, scripts executing, and starts the PowerShell to infect the computer, download another scripts. So what we can do? We can prepare the cybersecurity checklist in order to make our work faster and easier, even when the critical issues will appear. So that way, we should monitor our infrastructure. We have to define critical infrastructure devices in order to keep our focus on the first place on these critical devices, to secure them, to inventory them, and to update the software and security solutions on them. Then we can get to the next step and then improve the security of other not essential computers and devices. We can also create a list on our inventory assets, not only computer equipment, components, but also some non-material assets like accesses, certificates, domains we use to keep current information and extend the validations and certificates when there is a need for it. We should also verify the compliance of workstation with our company's policies to keep the information, for example, about the antivirus on the computers. We can list the computers with antivirus missing, with other essential software which is missing. We can also monitor users, but not to check what already user does on the computer, because we know to use this information against the user with his supervisor, because this information can give us knowledge about the user behavior, daily basis, and what we can do to improve the security of our networks. And this information allows also to create additional protective umbrellas above the users to improve the security and to improve the additional security policies working within the organization. And what is very important, and very often administrators forget about it, the thing about the help desk, to create efficient and easy in use help desk which allows user to create the tickets, register issues, incidents in the way which allows administrator to get collection of it, select the first importance tickets, resolve them, and then you proceed with the next ones. Also, in help desk, you should allow users to read knowledge-based articles regarding the self-fixing the problems, or even some articles which can educate the users about the cybersecurity, the newest malware, and how avoid this malware. What we can monitor, what we should monitor, the first thing is to create the clean maps to make the work with our infrastructure faster, but beautiful maps is not the purpose of this screen. In this screen, we can select which devices, we can see what devices are critical, what are working, what are not working, and that way we can prepare the list for the faster troubleshooting when even the critical issues will appear. As I said before, we should also prepare the inventory list to keep information about the inventory the mostly updated as we can. So we can check the computers, check the software installed on the computers, select the computers on which the key essential software is missing, or maybe the list of the computers with some unnecessary, unwanted, or even harmful software were detected. That way, we can also prepare the list of the outdated system to update them. We can also prepare the list of the computers to improve the hardware configuration to make the software the most update as we can. We can also create inventory list for removable media storage devices. That way we know on which storage devices users can keep data, which storage devices can be used by users within the company, and what scope, if the user can read, write file, or even execute files from such storage devices. We should also create inventory list for the devices which are taken to the work outside the company network. For example, when user takes the laptop for the vacation, he is allowed to do it, or takes the laptops for the home office jobs. We should also get information about such laptops, for example, to prepare the plans and policies to update such laptops, to keep them updated, keep the security solutions updated on them. Also, we should get the list of the public services our company uses for everyday work. For example, to create the list of the vendors, distributors, to prevent the phishing attacks when somebody can send us fake invoices. Maybe as you heard before, there was the case in Lithuania recently that the one man prepared the invoices and sent invoices to Google and Facebook and get nearly $200 million for the services he didn't give them at all. They didn't check it. He tried his luck, he won, but he gets caught later. You should also get the list of the servers which are exposed to the internet. I guess it's very clear, because to create the policies to, for example, lock unused TCP ports. All this information can also help administrators get data which are necessary for the incident analysis. That way you can get information about the application used by the user. If the user doesn't use the PowerShell, for example, the last usage was three months ago, you can block the PowerShell from being used because this is some kind of the point for the potential attack pothole to infect the computer. You can also analyze the website activity history, printed documents. If the user prints the confidential materials in the company network, in the company office, you can be pretty sure that the unnecessary documents will be shredded out. But if the user prints in the home, you don't know what is going on with these documents later. So that way you have the list. What documents were displayed? If maybe they are they contain some classified information, and that way you have the history, you have the evidence for work of the user with the documents. You can also monitor the email correspondence, the headers of the messages, the list of the addresses for the senders, recipients, list of the attachments, which could, for example, infect the computer. You should also monitor the network traffic on the ports, on the processes, what information get through the network, what part of the data is downloaded or uploaded within the local network or within the internet. You can also monitor the operation on the local files and storage devices. What is more, you should create the list for only grant the access only to the authorized storage devices which are connected to the computers and prevent users from using all other storage devices which are not authorized. Because this part of information, this part of the user work with the storage devices and data, visit the websites is the desired points of the leaks of the data. What is more, the inventory is the source of knowledge about the network and this network weak points. We can find out. We can filter by dynamic way the list of the computers, for example, with antivirus software missing. And that way we can prepare the plan, prepare the policy to update this computer, reinstall the antivirus solution. Maybe it was on purpose. The installation of the antivirus software was on purpose because it interfered with other critical software, for example, database network application used by the users. And we temporarily uninstalled the software to keep the work of the company, but we forget to install it back. So that way we can automatically check on which computers some software, for example, in this case, the antivirus software is missing, and prepare the policy to install it as fast as we can. Very often, just regular end users has the access to the processes and applications they don't need in the everyday work. As you can saw before, a moment ago, I started the application which ran in the background and starts the PowerShell process, which is not necessary in everyday work just for the regular end user. There is the repository on the GitHub which has more than right now it is more than 70 processes classified, which are not necessary in regular everyday work, but they can be potential point of the data leakage or infecting the computer. For example, MS-Build, exe, MSHT, exe, which is used in the Polina attack, W-script, C-script, which supports script execution. They are built up by the Microsoft, signed with the digital certificates. So from the point of the antivirus software, there are secure processes but they can be used in the bad manner, bad behavior, like the PowerShell in the presentation before. And it's very important to keep in mind that always the people are the weakest link. So how we can protect them, how we can create additional security umbrellas to improve the company's policy. We can prevent users from visiting the websites they don't need in everyday work. For example, some online stores, you can find the list of the potential malware sites, create the list to blockade them. Of course, you can create such a list and synchronize them automatically on your UTMs, on your firewalls, but they work only if the user is inside the company or connected through VPN connection. If the user takes the laptop and works from the home, you are not sure that the user started established VPN connection. So if you can, install the agent, install the software which allows you to create the rules which are performed constantly, constantly when the computer is working, no matter from which network. You can also prevent users from downloading the files with some extensions to prevent users from downloading, for example, installers to not infect the computer by the mistake. Maybe user is unaware about the site is infected and it downloads the infected installer because he thinks, I have the computer in my home, I know how to install the archiver software, I don't want to create a ticket and to wait the time for the support reaction. I can do it on my own. And the installer is infected, and then user infects the computer. Other side is to prevent users from downloading the files on which you have to get you must have the license. For example, some movies. So in case of audits, you don't have to explain why there is audited software or audited content on which the company doesn't have the license. Other example, other rule is to prevent users from starting the application, not only particular processes like PowerShell, but also starting the applications from certain directories. For example, you can allow users to start the installed applications only from the program files folder, but the applications from the downloads, desktop, they will be locked. And of course, as I said before, preparing the policies for using the storage devices. I guess the most popular policy is to block all other storage devices and allows users only to use only certain storage devices which are detected by the serial number. So even if user will refresh the storage device, rename, connect to the other port, this flash drive, the storage device will be still blocked with the rules of the policy you configure it. And very often, a lot of the part, because this 64% of the employees confirm that their organization have the policy for the usage of these storage devices, but they are aware and they consciously ignore it because it's faster, it's more convenient for them. So as you can see, you can prepare different types of the policies for them. And the last part, as I mentioned before, is to provide the efficient and easy in use for regular users help desk. You can do it by installing the agent, which allows users to create the service tickets by email messages, by selecting the menu from the system tray bar next to the clock icon. User can start the chat with the help desk staff. They can also create the tickets. They can check knowledge-based articles to try to solve some issues by themselves. In the help desk, it is good practice to prepare the forms which allows to get which allows you to get the most information you need about the issue. So you can prepare the forms with additional fields with the explanations of the information, what you waiting for from the user on the process when the user starts creating the ticket. What is more, you can also create the automation rules when they find some keywords in the subject, in description of the issue, and that automation can send the email with the link to the user, and this link opens the website with the knowledge base articles regarding this issue. So you can make the registering and solving the issues faster for both users and also for system administrators and help desk staff. All this information you can get through monitoring. You can create SOGA-like dashboards with widgets, presence data on the external screens to keep you informed about the last activity within the network. What is more, Envision, our software Envision also can synchronize with other software, transfer the data to the, for example, other CM solutions like syslog collectors, and which can analyze the data, to provide other type of the information to the administrators. I represent the Axence. We are the leader of the management software for network monitoring management and security, and creating security policies. We are on the market for more than 17 years, and we have quite a big portfolio of the customers also in Bulgarian market. Our partner Nikrama can point, I guess, will point more information about it. I guess some of the companies from our portfolio you already know. They are from different branches of the market. Also the governmental institutions, private sector, industry. We also are part of the cybersecurity made in Europe. We get the label of the quality of the software and our services. We are European-based Polish company. All our products are prepared and developed in Poland. None part of the code is outsourced. We are GDPR compliant. We can also learn other companies about GDPR policies and other requirements. If you didn't know the Envision till now, you can also download it from our website, axence.net. You can sign up on the test.axence.net for the free version with no limit of devices to be monitored. And the Envision software has 6 functional modules. I guess our partner will mention more about the software and capabilities of the software. We give the full license to try the software, and I hope you stay with us. Thank you very much.